Suryasolsun. This is an episode of Spirituality Decoded for Everyone. I'm Dr. Olivia Tatara. We have here with us Dr. John Falcon, aka Yaakov Healing Arts. And on this podcast, we talk about a variety of topics that relate to spirituality, psychology, science, religion, phenomenon, and many things that come into the life that everyone can get a deeper understanding on. So we thank you so much for being here. And today we're going to talk about different situations that are not personal, but they're recurring for many people in life. So get yourself out of that pattern and understand that everything is universal. So in a way, everything is personal, but you shouldn't take it to heart if it's negative. You want to extract the lessons from it to move on and maybe help someone else that's going through the similar situations get through something quicker. So a lot of things come up with having to live life, lifestyle, and what it means to be egotistical, narcissistic, even sad, happy. What does this mean to you? Have you heard this in daily life? Has someone accused or called you this without any type of grounds, in a judgment or an assumption? We're here to discuss this today.
So, welcome. First thing, I give thanks to the divine. And when I give thanks to the divine, I let go of everything that someone thinks. Your main beliefs on religion, your main beliefs, all your beliefs inside of you. And in order to get into those beliefs, there are processes that your body should go through to let go and release your emotions. Sometimes it's ancestral, it's physical, spiritual, but a lot of you are really looking at life like, if I get these pair of Nike sneakers that are $195, everybody's going to look at my Nikes. Like, what does that really do? Or maybe it's a TV, maybe it's a car, maybe it's a house, maybe it's a way that you wear your clothes, maybe you are hiding in certain ways and hiding behind a suit and acting like you're better than other people. So everybody has emotions, and not everybody processes them the same way. So what happens when you're very anxious? Everything freezes up, everything gets tight. But when you're open and your heart is open, you automatically feel better. It's like when you're in a room and someone makes you laugh and they come and you're real happy and you're like, wow, they came over and it felt so great to hang out with them. And then there's some people that are draining. Very draining with their negativity. And these are things that we don't discuss in school.
To learn, to conform, to get a new skill. This is what we do through life. So there's no really an age limit to when you can develop your skills of intelligence, expansion, creativity, emotions. And you're right, they don't teach this in school. They teach you to be like everyone else. Most schools. Now, there's some progressive schools out there that are integrative, creative with the earth. That's great. That's a new way. And that's a way that is helping a lot of people attack their problems at the base root when they're children instead of letting them grow older. But for the majority of people, are you in tune with how your emotions are experienced in your system? Just ask yourself that. Are you in tune to feeling the sickness inside? So I'm not saying that you are sick. You might be. You might be diagnosed with something. But you have to really look at it instead of being afraid of it. You have to face it head on and not cover it up by some type of modality or a thought or a limiting belief that is not making the situation as serious as it is. And depending on how serious or trivial or whatever it is on the spectrum, there's always room to grow, improve, and learn. So we're back to the topic of learning, and also not judging people, not looking at them. And yes, intuition, some things are just plain and simple from spirit, from source. And if you have that ability, you go ahead and you tell. But most people are coming from an egotistical sense where they are comparing themselves to every person and then finding the fault in that person and not realizing that that fault is coming from inside. This is just one example of what and how things manifest inside of life, inside of your life. So everything on the inside is a mirror to everything that's going on outside of you. So you take a look at yourself, your food intake, your drinking intake, if there's alcoholism, if there's smoke. And we look at all the roles of you. And this is something you can do as we talk through this, because spirituality decoded for everyone. It's like NLP in a nutshell. It's every single session is going to unlock something inside of you hypnotically to make you see the world different, make you see yourself different. We're not saying that the ego is a terrible thing. It's a pivotal part of you to understand your power and to understand your personal power and influence in this world. Now, you want to balance ego with compassion. You want to balance love and peace, freedom and love. What does this mean to you, these words? So inside, you just have to be honest. Not only honest with yourself, honest with other people, and take on roles of observing. I'm not here to say, again, all roles are bad. If you look at something at a good and bad sense, you're going to be stuck within what you think. So we're going to go beyond that, and these are just words, to activate. So there's also quantum jumping, quantum meditations, where you can go in and connect with higher parts of yourself. And if you've seen that movie, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, that's something along the lines of that. It's on Netflix. They talk about how there's trauma in dimensions and how other dimensions have tapped into the abilities from parallel universes. And if you watch Rick and Morty and all these different things, there's essences and truths about traveling through space-time, traveling through dimensions. So we use this on a healing level, connecting to your solar consciousness to bring about the best part of you in your moment right now. And this doesn't have to do with, okay, what is the only thing that I can get from this? It's not only about you. It's not only about me. It's about us helping every single person, every single dimension, every single time. So don't ask about, what do I need right now? If you're really at that level, you're going to ask, what can I give? What can I do to help raise this vibration? What can I do to serve? Because you're not just serving in a way that some people have a negative connotation in this society with slaves and prostitution and trading and all these different things that harm people and their emotions. And they have been there in the ancestry, and it should be acknowledged. It shouldn't be just danced around like it doesn't exist. This is the basis of human trauma for you to understand your purpose and who you truly are. So through this, we look at inside of you, there are also dimensions. There's roles, yes, that you have to do as a man or a woman, or as a non-binary, or as a different type of biological form, whatever it is that you were blessed with in life, having peace with what is. But we're all similar in a way that we're spiritual beings in physical experiences, and the body is something that has been deformed by society, and they've mastered deforming people's bodies. When I say they, I just mean just the way society is. People that are controlling, maybe those out for money or power or manipulation. And then that trickles down. If you think it's at a top level where there's like a controlling source, it's mainly the power of the people. Now the people are creating it for themselves. So inside of your body, again, there's dimensions, there's portals, there's different times, because you're holding memory and emotions inside of your body somewhere, depending on what you went through. So I'll ask the question in a different way. Are you being honest with yourself about the emotional trauma that you've been through? Are you being honest about yourself with the physical trauma you might be experiencing now, or that you're trying to prevent yourself from experiencing from? We want to hit all these points to get all dimensions, and then we unify them into one, because we let you know that everything is okay. There are so many thoughts and so many modalities of spirituality and energy healing that someone can get lost inside of themselves, or inside of this thing they call the ether, the void, inside of your own mind. You have all the power inside of you to release these blockages, to release the emotional trauma by being honest with yourself. By being honest about aspects of relationship, eating, health, exercise, family. The range of emotional trauma and stuckness can be anything. It can be the most wildest thing someone can imagine, and that could be true for someone. So how do you overcome this? Again, you be honest. Anything that anyone has ever said about you, you let it be. Some people waste years. That's a lot of time to spend thinking about what someone said. And maybe that someone just wasn't at their right moments at times. So this is where we also go from the hurt, from judgment, to if someone says something or does something or is someone that you just don't agree with, it's your energy that you're putting towards it. So through this was a clearing for you to realize emotionally what you've been through. The ego isn't all bad. It's a part of you that can provide you willpower, health, survival, and also when you need it the most, intuitive instinct, because we're all connected. Once you connect all parts of you psychologically, all parts of you align electrically and then physically in your systems, that's the points where they call inspiration flows, the points where epiphany happens.
And the biggest thing, guys, is, since we also have doctors in religion and different things like that, the world's a little chaotic right now. There's some people that tell you they can't go in the beach, they need to wear long skirts, they need to wear this, they're not allowed to listen to this music, they can't watch this, they can't watch that. Well, that's nice, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to deal with it. But sometimes you got to walk away from a certain way where someone's really... It's like you're being battered and you're no good, you're going to hell, your God is wrong and this. So when you really learn about religion itself, you gotta ask yourself, wow, that's a little craziness going on. Now, there's certain paths that we recommend, and it's more of healing the trauma emotions that are stuck inside your body. And what are you feeling? And there's a process on how to walk through how to walk someone through an entrance. Now, that entrance is a door. There's also windows. There's also rusty nails. There's also carpet. There's also tile. But someone's saying, well, why are they mentioning this? Because those are different things in our system that a lot of people don't have. So let's logically look at life. I need a college degree. Do you really? There's been thousands of people that make more money than anybody and they don't have a college degree. Now, who told you you needed a college degree? I do a lot of work with a lot of interns over the years, and you start to find out that most people are harassed by their own parents in a way. Not meaning that their parents mean to harass them, but some of them do, and they do mean it. And someone would say, well, how would my parents harass me? Well, you're no good, you need a job, you need this, you need an education, you need this, you need to be married, you need to have these children, you should have a house by now, you should have this, you should have that. No. You know, when you have a child, the child has its own path, and the parent tries to do as much as they can to help out a child. But the society, if you look at rich, very rich people, they give their kids everything, some of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. Kids go to better schools. Kids are in sports. They go to camps. But they all practice a certain way of identity. When you look at the people that make a lot of money, and you have to understand, like, what can I do to refrain from acting like I do? A lot of you are walking around telling you that I hear a lot of these healers, oh, they're black magic. If they do it, then that's them. What does that have to do with you? If you don't like them, you're going to get this big group together with all your minions and attack. The rich, the ones that are doing good, really don't care what you say. Because that's the world. If you go to a movie, not every movie in the movies hits it, but some of them you watch were like, wow, why did this get only a rating of, like, why was the rating so low?
When you enjoyed it so much. So we're looking into systems of ways of thinking, systems of money manipulation, systems of psychological attack, and also intuitive capability. So we're not saying you're going through something like this, but we're just saying that it's a reality that it's happening. So when there is someone that doesn't want to stay in that cycle constantly and with a continuous repeat of trauma and misery and pain, what's the proper solution to get out of this? Now, there's many out there that you can find. We're not saying it's all going to work for you. We're just saying that we want you to see life in a creative lens where you can achieve anything that you want, and you just have to state it to yourself. You have the power within inside of you. So we hope this audio helps anyone that needed to see clarity, to experience words, meaning, poetry, art in a different way. You can check more on Olivia Tatara, my work, art, on various channels online. Check out the YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to this one as well. And then Yaakov Healing Art. You want to talk a little bit about your art as well? It helps people change and shift.
When I do art, it's channeled because I am considered a medical medium, a channeler. The minute I hear someone's voice, the minute I see someone's face, reaction, I pick up the dimensional part of you, but also your ancestral. And some women or men keep repeating the same thing the family does over and over again, no matter what church they go to or whatever. So one of the biggest things that I'm going to talk about, now some of you will not like this, is that eating is very important. Now, we all did our fair share of eating like a glutton.
Some of us maybe not, but that's a different level of consciousness.
And you have to ask yourself, what is the true people that meditate and are at another level, you're going to see that they eat different. They don't have any sodas, all these fruit juices, everything else. If you're an athlete and you're professional, you're going to feed your body right, you're going to do this, but some of them don't. They have so much exercise they do, but at one point in time, you got to extract the evolution of, if you say, well, I'm a meat eater, I need meat. I crave meat. Well, where did that come from?
What identity is that?
And you need to ask yourself, sometimes you got to take it slow. And a lot of you are eating stuff that outside there's so much sodium in the food, and there's so much junk even in the school systems. So our children are really being hurt in certain ways, and everything's like, give it a video game, give it some candy, and do this, do that, and shut them up, and give them a phone to play with, and let them play this or that. Years ago, it wasn't like that. The system has changed a lot, and when you look at it, you need to look at the evolution of eating. And every so many years, this isn't good, that is good, this isn't good, that is good. But is it really a testing on us? We don't know, do we, or do we? And we're not here to create a conspiracy theory, but guys, we got to get going. We love you. Hope this helped you. Many blessings. Give me a couple seconds to clear, and we're going to be silent. So if you're meditating with us, make sure you're not driving or anything else like that. If you ate already, then from there, maybe take a break and come back to this later on. But a real quick refresher, just pay attention to your breath. And don't try to control it at all. Don't try to breathe in heavy. Don't try. What is the rate you're breathing? Are you top heavy or are you bottom? Where are you? Are you breathing from the chest? Are you breathing from from the diaphragm deep inside? Are you down near the belly button behind it, generating that chi correctly? And if you have an ache of pain, just focus on that area. If you have a problem, focus on that area. Don't question it. Don't say, I don't like this. Don't say, I don't want this. Just let it be and let it go, because otherwise those emotions are going to get frozen inside your body. Okay, we're done. Take care.
Namaste.